You're listening to Yanki and Brit rockin' Friday night.
On the RTM Radio Network, it's a badass rock ballad Friday night. We sent Mr. Dave down into the dungeon and let him hand-pick a few things through the archives.
We did.
He was down there for quite a while, come out all covered in cobwebs and dust, but he come up with some tunes.
We almost got a Daveless show because he was struggling to get back up.
I thought he fell down the stairs.
Yeah.
Boy, what a mess that would have been. I'd have to go down there and clean that mess up. So anyways, welcome everybody. What's going on, man? Friday night, ready to do it? Mr. Lee Godfrey, hello there.
And the cornholio.
The Truckin' Roundup Gang, hello. And Mr. Cruisin' Dave Summers himself is over there. Sean Davis.
The Daves.
Cheryl. The Cheryl, the Truckin' Cheryl. Let's see. What else we got going on over here? That's about it.
What we got going on over here, then?
Where's everybody? It's time to rock. I wouldn't want to listen to this shit either, but that's just me. I'm just kidding. I'm only serious. Anyways, a Friday night. What's going on over in Paris over there, man? More friggin' disaster. Blowing shit up, killing people. What, the dude had a machine gun, I guess, or something, and just walked out in a couple pubs and just took some people out, or what? I didn't get a chance to read the thing, so I'm just guessing from what I saw in the headlines. About all I know about it for now, but we'll get caught up on it. How are you, wife?
Oh, I'm just hot as.
Well, I know that, but what about otherwise?
Oh, yes, absolutely fine, darling, yes.
Why do you look down like that when you, oh, yes, I'm fine. Well, of course you're fine down there, but see you doing it again.
Well, I was just about to look myself up and down, and then my boobs get in the way every time, so it looks like I'm looking at my boobs. I'm not, I'm just looking at my mighty fine self. We have just sung Happy Birthday to Sheila, haven't we? Happy Birthday, Sheila.
Yes, Happy Birthday, Sheila.
Yeah, we just did it with pirate patches over
Happy
our
Birthday,
eyes.
Sheila.
Happy Birthday.
If Sheila's on your page, go tell her Happy Birthday.
Yeah.
Yankee and Brit, the RTM Radio Network, 713. We're already kicking it off here with Silent Stupidity and what the hell did I play before that? Was it this one? Something to Believe in? Yeah, Poison. Let's move along over here. Let's do some Tesla and some Love Song with Yankee and Brit on a rockin' badass ballad Friday night. Ah, there you go. That's a great tune right there. Eric Clapton, wonderful tonight. Yankee and Brit, the RTM Radio Network. How is everybody? 727 over there, out there, everywhere. Cheryl's blowing kisses. Woo-hoo. Hello, baby. Darren, what's going on, Mr. D? The big Darren. Michelle, that beautiful lady from across the pond that I love. Pip, pip.
Hey, it's Mr. Kinlockberry Gary.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Mr. Gary. Dave says the gas just dropped below $2. You said it was $1.09. What did he say earlier? $1.98 or $1 something? Been at $2.29. Man, we've been kicking your asses on that shit then. We've been getting some good prices down here.
I was just about to say we had like...
What did we get last week? $1.78 or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then like yesterday when we was out, it was about $1.85, wasn't it? That was about as low as we could get it. But about a couple of months ago, maybe 2 months ago, 3 months ago, we had, it's 160s, wasn't it? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
Donna has the what's that app called?
My Gas Buddy.
My Gas Buddy or Gas Buddy, something like that. I saw.
Yeah, and you just click on it.
You got to have that, man. If you're like around here, especially, there's so many service stations on our trips around the Metroplex that she just goes on there and we find the lowest price, man. And there's almost always one on our way somewhere and stop and get that cheap fuel, baby. But that's a great little app, man. It works.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, I don't actually use the app. The app. Was a bit of a pain in the arse for me.
The app uses you.
It's pain in the arse. However,
our favorite weatherman,
Tom Miller. However, you can go to the page on your phone and then set it so that it appears on your screen. And it kind of looks like an app, but it's not. It's just a website. And you just click on the petrol pump icon in the middle, and it tells you all of the prices of the of the petrol stations closest to you. So, because the amount of times when me and Randy was out on the road, we'd go and find a place that was like, I don't know, $2, for example. and then we'd go and fill up, and then we'd get down the road and we'd find one that's like 190 or 180. So it's a handy thing to have. If you got enough in your tank to just go that little bit further, then
what
do it now.
What money range does Gary run in? Is that in pounds, or what do they call their money?
Yes, that Gary's in pounds, but also Gary and Michelle, theirs is in litres, whereas yours is in gallons. So if you actually convert it over to work out how many gallons is in this and blah 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 blah. It actually works out at not much price difference. I worked it out about 2 years ago with Randy, and it works out about the same.
So it's
like
it would be like $1.96 here or whatever then.
Yeah.
In our money.
Yeah.
So it's still cheap. That's a good deal. Nothing wrong with that. Cheap fuel, locked up fuel pump. No, not necessarily. These are all brand name stations. These are all places we buy gas all the time.
But
we just watch their prices.
Sometimes it's so handy to have that app because if you
fucker.
If you've got to get some fuel at some point soon, and you know that there's one like 5 miles away that's a lot cheaper, then get it.
$2.26 for fuel, not bad really. That's still good. It's certainly helped us a lot, man, having that fuel go down. All the driving we do, Christ, we used to spend almost $100 a day in gas just going to places, and now we're down to like $40 and $50. Man, you can't beat that shit. I mean, the truck's got a big motor, so it sucks up the gas, but you got to have a truck, and you got to have a truck that does the job if you're going to haul stuff and do things like we do. But still, what a deal, man! And that new fuel pump I got, whoop, baby, I love it. It's starting to work itself out, I guess now, but it was a little rough there in the beginning. But I went out and moved the truck. I fired it right up. It idled nice. Everything was good. So I think it must just still had air in it.
Yes.
But it's going now. This fly over here, Michelle.
That fucking fly?
Boy, that son of a bitch. They're like, it's cold out, so they're like stupid. And they're flying slow. And they like flew right at my face and went right at my eye. And it's just the little retards.
Now then, Darren just said low fuel is killing the trucking industry. Now then. I can remember Sherry Schmidt posting up about that a few months ago, and I was like saying to Randy, I don't understand that. Why is it killing the trucking industry? I mean, surely the lower the fuel you can get it, the better. But I can't actually remember what Randy's reply was or what the reason is, and I not sure whether I fully understood it at the time. So I can't understand why it's killing the trucking industry. So, Randy, just explain it to me again.
Darren, go ahead and explain it, because there's too many details about it anymore. I mean, I don't know. When it used to be, when the fuel prices were low, then there was all kinds of competition. People dropped their prices. Nobody was making money. I don't know if that still applies in this case in today's age or not, but he'd probably be able to explain it better than I would now. I haven't been out there for years, so I don't know, how the competition is, the owner-operators are suffering because it gets too low, man. And there's, everybody and their brother goes and buys a damn truck. So I don't know. What the hell are you doing?
All right,
maybe
guys.
you should wait till we're off the air to do that.
I've got my supper in my bra. Tell you what, you can have like the tinsiest crumb in your fall down in between your tits when you're eating something, but it'll feel like you've got a bloody rock the size of the Channel Tunnel in there.
We were driving along last week. I said, boy, I'd love a cup of coffee and some cookies.
Yeah,
she says, oh, wait a minute. She pulls her shirt open, reaches in her bra, pulls out some cookies, and there you go. There's some crumbs. So I had cookies. All I had to do was stop and get me some coffee.
It even had chocolate chips in it.
Oh, I hope those were chocolate chips.
Yeah, Darren, just call in and explain it, because there's my number.
Yeah, be free to call in and explain it to everybody what's going on with that. Not a bad idea, actually. Well, let's go over here and jam another tune. We'll wait for Darren to give us a call here. It'll take a few minutes.
Now!
Oh, Jesus Christ. Aerosmith. And Amazing. On the RTM Radio Network. On a badass ballad Friday night with the Yankee and the Brit. Well, you certainly don't need a magic music machine to know that was Aerosmith. Yankee and the Brit, the RTM Radio Network. I'm eating bugles. Boy, I love these things, man. Salty as hell.
Stink.
Oh, they're so nice and salty. Like a fine joint.
Hey, Hey Sanford, it's totally up to yourself if you want to download the app. If you're totally happy using it the way you are, then I don't see any reason to. The app, though, I think you can have it on play and you can come off the screen and go onto your Facebook or your email or something else, and the music will still be playing. But I think if you do it on just the internet on your phone, I don't think it works the same. So I think the app is better. Although a few people have updated the app recently, and he can't even hear me. I don't know why I'm talking.
I guess type it in.
Yes, try the app.
Oh, yes, a joint, a big fat joint. Actually, I have none, but it's always nice to dream, I guess. I suppose a hit or two, like I've said before, would probably kick my ass. So I don't even know if I want to try it anymore. I think about it sometimes. It's like, I don't miss it. What's the big deal? But then again, if I had some, I'd probably try it. But that's just me. Anywho, Munchos. Yeah, man, that's right. I remember those. I think they're made pretty much the same way, aren't they? Pretty much like a bugle.
Oh, they smell awful. They smell like sweaty socks or something.
Look, he's giving you shit again.
Shut up, Dave. Dave Summers.
How do you tolerate that?
How is Sanford going to listen to his beautiful Cheryl's promo that we're going to play tonight if he can't hear her beautiful voice through Spreaker.com? So
even got a
shut
laugh.
up, Dave.
That even got a laugh out of Gary.
Yeah, I know. How's Mr. Gary? How's Mr. Kinloch Burley?
How are you up there, laddie? Haven't heard much from you.
He's changed his radio name again, I think. He changes his radio name about once a week. Hey, there's Lee Godfrey. Look, hey, dude.
I said hello to Lee quite a while ago. Where the hell were you at?
I did as well.
Let's see. Well, I guess it'll be a little bit here before we hear from Darren. So, buttons on your underwear. Let's go over and do this tune. I like this tune, actually. It's ELO, the Electric Light Orchestra.
Hey.
What?
What's the buttons on your underwear thing about? I've heard you say that about 3 times
It's just
this
something
week.
I think Linda used to say that a lot is where I got that from. She used to say that to Ben when he was growing up.
And what does it mean?
Just stupid little mom thing, I guess. He'd say but, and she'd say psst, or he'd say so, and she'd say so buttons on your underwear. Or something like that.
Right,
I don't know. It's just I've been trying to explain to her. There's so many things that I say, and I swear to God, I want to beat my head against a cabinet. But she just doesn't get it sometimes. Just the American slang, the little things that all of us probably somewhere along the way have said as Americans, and she just can't understand what it is about it, why we say some of the stuff we say.
Yeah, and then people don't always put to... And I'm really bad for doing this myself. It's not just people's posts that I read. It's me. I'm really bad at it as well. That I write posts and I don't put commas in or full stops in. So
a full stop is a period, by the way.
Anyway, so sometimes when I read your post from over here, and there's not always a lot of punctuation because people sometimes type as they talk, and they just do it dead fast and gone. Well, I look at the post and I'm like thinking, I have no idea what they're saying here. And then I have to say to Randy, what's he talking about? What's he talking about?
Yeah, I have to explain a lot of things that people write because she just doesn't understand what we're saying.
And then last week, I think it was Dan Marsh that posted up something on Facebook. I didn't understand what his post was all about. It was just... Well, he's quite a deep guy sometimes anyway. And then Randy went and replied, and I thought, well, I'll look at other people's replies, see if I can work out what he's talking about. Well, Randy's reply was completely random, and other people's replies, I was like thinking, oh my God, I'm just like Alice in flipping Wonderland in this place.
And it's just something that we always do, a lot of sarcasm and a lot of just being goofy kind of thing. Somebody will... I can't even come up with an example right offhand, but somebody will say something, and then you say something that's related to it by a word that was in what they said, like, how the hell can I even say this? Say Dan makes a post, says something about, I don't know, I can't even explain it, but I think a lot of you guys will get what I'm talking about. Just, it's one of those things that it's just Americans. We have our slang, we have our silly little things we do, our sarcasm. Just like the English, the British, they have their same way of doing that kind of stuff, just in a different way. And it's sometimes I get a kick out of explaining it to her, but then there's times I like to just jam her head against the cupboard because it's like it's just so simple. I mean, just read it, but she just can't quite grasp it.
Well, there was something Cheryl wrote today, and I still have no idea what it was all about. So sometimes I just have to.
Well, Cheryl wrote something I didn't even understand what the hell that was all about, and I was going to ask you about that, Cheryl, and I forgot. And don't ask me what it is at the moment, because, well, wait a minute, where's that post? Can we find that post? I'd really like to ask her because I have no clue what the hell that woman meant. That was pretty crazy.
Well, no, it was but she deleted the previous comment, and I didn't know what that one meant, and I said, "Hey, what do you mean?" or something like that, and then she posted something else up, and I was like, "I don't know what to reply means either." So it's just the way you guys talk over here, I guess.
Looks like cornhole's northbound out of Houston. Bring it on, buddy. Hammer down.
We're going up. We mentioned we're moving to Timbuktu for the weekend. Cornholio's heading north.
No, but we can mention that he saw a nice naked-looking chick standing on the overpass.
Did.
Pussy and all hanging out. Woohoo! Look at me.
Piss flaps and everything.
That was quite the post, I must say.
Michelle, when I first started listening to shows on Spreaker, and Randy used to have some quite random people in his chat when I very first started listening. And I used to think, what the hell are they talking about? Sometimes I still do with you lot,
Some of us don't even know. Hello, Sanford. I see you made it. I think.
Hey.
It looks like it. Seems to be he's connecting now.
Yes, are you hearing us okay, Sanford?
Gary says he's got depression at the moment and going through a bumpy ride. Well, this bunch right here will cure you, but I can guarantee you that.
Or they'll make you 10 times worse.
Well, they'll make you worse. But if you need a laugh, this is the bunch to hang around with, you guys. Come on, cheer him up a little bit.
Hey, look
I know
who's
what that's
in the
like.
chat. Math Almighty's just come in.
Hello, Cindy Fisher. Sandy. Sandy
Fisher and Zoe Beth.
and Christine. Hello. Funny girl. Anyways, let's get Gary laughing over there. None of that depression shit, man. I know what that's like. I have it too sometimes, and I take a pill for it, and it certainly helps maintain my what the hell is that? My mental anger.
Keeps your lid on.
Yeah, you might say that. It helps keep my lid on. That's for sure.
He doesn't flip that lid.
That lid's been flipped so many friggin' times. There's not much more I can do about it. So, anyways, let's go over here and do some jam, shall we?
Tampax being lit.
Speaking of lit, no, I don't want to get lit. I got a headache now. I can imagine having a drink. So, anyways, let's go over here where I left off about 10 minutes ago. Strange Magic in ELO with the Yanki and the Brit. The RTM Radio Network, 748, one of those rock ballad Fridays. Thanks for digging some of these up, Mr. Dave. They are good. Pop. It's the Yanki and the Brit, the RTM Radio Network. On the line, Mr. Darren Heller. Hello, Darren.
See?
Hit the
Stop
thing,
coming
dummy.
through. Oh, all right then.
Hello, Darren. What the hell's going on with that?
Now try. Hey, here he is. Say hello, Darren.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, say hello, Michelle.
Friggin' operator.
Hello, Michelle.
Darren on the line, everybody. I've not pressed the button.
Clean up in aisle, Michelle.
Yeah.
So explain to Donna about the fuel prices and why that affects the drivers and the competition and all that stuff.
Well, a lot of it right now, what the problem is because a barrel of fuel oil is so far down, they've quit drilling in a lot of the oil fields. So all these guys that were working up in the oil fields are flooding back into the general freight market, and it's really starting to cut into the money we can make out here.
Oh, no. Stop. No. Stop right there. No. Sorry, you're wrong. Because there's a 48,000 driver shortage, so this can't possibly have any effect on that.
Yeah, that's in their dreams.
Thank
you. That's in these big companies' dreams is all that is.
Thank you.
Another part of it is like my truck, I have my truck leased onto a company. I get a fuel surcharge. Well, when fuel goes down, that fuel surcharge goes down. And the higher fuel is, I'm actually making money off the fuel surcharge. And a lot of the single owner operators actually make money even though they don't get quote unquote a fuel surcharge. As fuel prices go up, rates start to go up. So they're getting some of it, you know. They don't see as big a benefit as we do with the fuel surcharge. But, you know, basically from where we started the year out to now, my paychecks are down almost $500 a week just from money that I've lost off the fuel surcharge.
But isn't it all a wash in the long run? I mean, you talk about making money when you charge more of a surcharge, but if you didn't charge a fuel surcharge, you'd be making your regular. How do you get paid, by the mile?
No, I get paid percentage of the load.
Okay. Well, let's say from an owner-operator's point of view then. You're buying fuel, let's say you're paying $4 a gallon. Now you get these fuel surcharges you get to add on. Now, when you take the fuel surcharge away because fuel prices go down, aren't you still, in the end, still making what you were making before you added the fuel surcharge?
No, because the way the fuel surcharge works is it's based on 6.25 miles a gallon. My truck lifetime average is 7.5 miles a gallon. So when you got the surcharge, as it goes up, anything where you're getting better fuel mileage than that 6.25, you're actually putting money in your pocket. Now, if on the other hand, if you're getting less than 6.25, that fuel surcharge ain't even keeping up. So then you're actually losing money on the whole deal.
Okay, because I know 9 times out of 10, a lot of that stuff, by the time you add this, then go down the road and take this away and take this away, you go right back to where you started. So you really haven't lost anything, but you're not gaining anything anymore either. Yeah.
I mean, you do gain some, like I said, when you're up where I'm at in fuel mileage. The problem right now is we've got a perfect storm. I mean, we've got people flooding back in from the oil fields to work, and then freight has went down here over the last about month and a half. And when freight drops like it has, that means freight rate drops. So, I mean, just like I said, it's a perfect storm right now that's really hurting not just the lease operators like me, but you got your owner operators out there that it hurts them too, because once they start dropping the charges, your freight rates down, that's when they start losing, because like I said, their freight rate bases their fuel cost into it. So the lower that goes, the harder it is to cover up the cost of fuel and the other costs there is.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, and I understand about the flood in the market with drivers and all that, but to go back to the driver shortage thing I mentioned, I don't buy that driver shortage stuff. What I do think some of the problem is the companies that hire drivers. You know, they, how do I want to say this? I don't know how to put it into words. They say there's a driver shortage, but yet they hire drivers, and they hire these young drivers, and some of these guys think they're going to get rich and be truck drivers, then they leave. But if more of the companies would take care of their drivers and pay them a fair amount and treat them right and I guess basically just treat them right, don't you think more drivers would hang around and there wouldn't be what they call a shortage in the first place?
Exactly. What they're calling a shortage is a shortage of qualified drivers. You know, they can flood the market all they want with these unqualified drivers, but that costs them money, you know, because there's accidents, there's the cost of training them and all that, you know, where if they could do a better job of taking care of the seasoned drivers that have been out here for years, like me and Cornholio and Rookie and all them, if they take good care of us, we're more apt to stay there and take good care of them.
Well, that's exactly why I quit. just pretty much what you just said, because, number one, the government coming in with all these stupid rules and regulations that make no friggin' sense, have nothing to do basically with the driver himself when he's out there living his life, and I still have issues with how the government even got involved in trucking in the first place. I mean, somebody decided somewhere years ago, in the 1800s or whenever it was, that I can haul this guy's vegetables for him across town for this amount of money. Well, how in the hell did the government ever get in it in the first place? Because it's a licensed vehicle? I just don't understand that. But yeah, the companies they treat everybody like morons, like you're 3 years old. And I just had enough of it. And, and then after about 4 years of not driving, I decided I wanted to go back to driving. They don't want to talk to anybody that's experienced. They want all these young guys because they think they're going to pay them less. And I tried telling some of them, I'll work for whatever you're paying right now. I need a job. I want to drive. But they didn't want to hear that. So the experienced drivers get the boot to the back of the bus. And now we're talking about 18-year-old drivers, which I totally disagree with after listening to Cornhole's show the other day, the Truck and Roundup show. I cannot even imagine putting 18-year-old people in that truck. They know nothing about inertia. They know nothing about, feeling the weight of that, learning their truck, feeling comfortable with things around them. I just can't imagine putting somebody that young in there when they know absolutely nothing. Some of them can't even change their underwear yet.
Yep, exactly. And I got to say hi to Cheryl, too, since she's out here throwing a fit because I forgot to say hi to her. So, hi, Cheryl.
I was going to say, let's get on to the important stuff. Quit talking about the road and let's talk about some important stuff. Say hello to the ladies in the chat. Michelle, Cheryl, you've not even said hello to me yet.
Yeah.
And he's not gonna.
Say hello, then.
I can't say hello to all of them. I'd be here all night.
Yeah, we don't need that. So, there. Does that make any sense to you at all?
Perfect sense.
I thought you'd understand after it was explained properly. Mm-hmm. So, anyways, anything else you want to add?
Nope, that's pretty much what I had to say. Is just wanted to get my 2 cents worth in on that because a lot of people don't understand it. So I like to try and let people explain it to people so they can understand why. When I say fuel prices need to go back up, they understand why I say it.
Yeah, but the majority of the people are the ones that complain. The people in the four-wheelers, they're the one that do all the crying, and that's what causes everything to do what it does anyways. Truck drivers are like nobody. Yep,
exactly. And that's a sad state of affairs that it's got to where it is today.
Boy, isn't that the truth?
Hey, Darren, Mouth Almighty is in the chat room. She's asking, will you say hello to her?
Who is?
Mouth Almighty.
Hey, Mouth.
There, that solved that problem. Anything else we can address before he's gone here? I mean, anybody else need a hello while we were at it?
It's still not said hello to me yet.
Oh, I see.
Say hello.
Hello, Donna.
Hi.
There you go. Are you happy now?
Be still in my beating heart.
See what you got yourself into?
Yeah.
I really wanted to get on Truck and Roundup the other day and tell those guys you're idiots for wanting these 18-year-olds to drive, man. It's just not going to work. I'm not going to say there's not a few because there's still kids that grow up on the farm, have driven trucks around the farm, not just, straight trucks or stake trucks, but, grain wagons and bull racks and things like that. But just the majority of them, man, they're not going to understand how a truck works. I just can't see it happening. You can't put them in there for a few weeks and expect them to understand it all. I just can't imagine it happening. I know what I was like at 18. And I was, of course you got to be 21 to drive anyways. But I was in my 20s before I even, got in a truck. But I had been in, worked on the farm, backed up a hay baler and a wagon, so I knew about turning the wheel the right way to back up. And I had an articulated machine, so I had 2 points to deal with, like a set of doubles, so to speak. And I'd been driving tractors and being a sign painter. I'd lettered trucks, when I was young, and the guys would leave their trucks over the weekend, and I'd take them out and take them for a ride. And, just little things like that over the years. And when I decided I actually wanted to drive a truck, my best friend had his own truck. He was hauling lumber. And he took me with him. And then I started asking questions. And every time I'd go and letter somebody's truck, I would ask them questions. Well, how do these airlines go on here? And how does this couple up to the truck? And what makes it stay on? And, blah, blah, blah. And I just asked questions. I studied and I learned because I wanted to do it. But I just cannot see 18-year-old people out there doing this, guys or girls. I just can't imagine that.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all. I mean, it's the big company's way to keep the wages down is all it's about. And if they are allowed to do it, it just means that us guys that have been in this industry for years are going to be facing even lower income, and it's not right. They need to start taking care of what they got.
Well, unless you're with a major operation, like Big R, what are they called now? YRC?
Yep.
Unless you're with a big company like that, UPS or somebody, there's no pension or anything either, is there?
Some of the companies have something. The company I have my truck leased on to puts $1,500 a year into a retirement fund for me, and my wife is actually an employee of the company, so she has a 401k, but that's few and far between. A lot of the companies out here don't do that.
Exactly. So my point was, how many of these experienced drivers are going to lose out to these young guys, and they're going to be on the sidelines collecting welfare like everybody else?
Yep, and that's exactly what I'm afraid of.
Well, that's, of course, that goes right along with another reason not to let somebody so damn young do it, but still, in my eyes, it's the experience. You don't have the experience. I mean, what do they teach kids in school anymore? Do they teach them about inertia and gravity? And, when you go to apply the brakes in a truck, you can feel that. You know what it's doing, and you know how it heats up the brakes. Of course, you've had experience. You've been doing it, so, But what about a young kid? If you mention that to him, is he going to even have a clue what you're talking about?
Most of them aren't, and that's the problem. I mean, face it, the schools nowadays don't teach half the stuff that we were taught as kids. These kids nowadays don't work on, you don't have as many of them working out on farms and stuff like that like we did when we were young. I started driving truck when I was 16 years old in the state. Of course, it was illegal, but it was just driving the truck from the farm to like the silos and back,
Right.
So I got experience that way, but you don't have a lot of kids nowadays that are doing that because a lot of these farms have gone to being a corporate farm, so they're not hiring the kid. They can't use the kids because they are incorporated, so they're having to use the older guys, and so these young kids are losing out and not getting to learn like we were able to.
Well, now there's all the laws about child labor laws and things like this. You can't work if you're under a certain age, and Christ, when I grew up, I was 12 years old, baling hay, and even my dad, back when he was a kid, would take the truck and drive to Cleveland to go to the bakeries and pick up the day-old food for the hogs and stuff. And, so he knew how to drive a truck when he was 12 years old, for God's sake. But with all the child labor laws and everything, and I know the farms you're talking about because I used to haul soybeans from Ohio. What the hell is that up there off of 20 Bellevue? Used to haul soybeans out of there and take them to all these big farms in New York. And they'd started becoming 24-hour 365 operations because they'd buy up, and it was the Chinese buying up 4 and 5 of these thousands of acre farms and 1,000 head of cattle and things, and they were taken over, and they'd make a big conglomerate out of it. And, you could go in there any hour of the day or night and dump a load of soybeans and go. But, yeah, it was always older people in there, foreigners working in there. But I hardly ever started seeing any more Americans, if you will, working in there.
Yep, exactly. I've got 5 kids myself. I grew up working on the farms. My 2 oldest kids' grandmother still owns a farm, but they've leased it out to a corporate conglomerate. And so my kids, even my 2 oldest ones that lived right there on the farm, do not have the experience that I was able to get when I was young.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. You wonder why why a lot of the trades are having such hard times. Plumbers, electricians, drywallers, all of those. If you're not some derelict living on welfare, going out and doing that kind of work. You know, a good working, hard-working, blue-collar man can't go out and get those jobs because nobody wants to pay because they know they can get the, I don't know what to call them. For lack of words, I guess, I don't want to say rednecks because I know too many rednecks that are good, hard-working people. I think you understand what I mean, though. It's just hard to find qualified help anymore in anything.
Yeah, it really is. That's been my decision in not buying more trucks. It's just too hard to find the qualified people. You can find them, but it's going to cost you so much that with where freight and stuff is, you wouldn't make any. You're going to pay all your money out to your help. So it's to keep somebody decent. So that's why we've all made the decision. We just stay with one truck, and that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah, and it has become a money thing because these big companies, whether it's JB or Schneider or Werner or England or whoever it is, they just go through drivers like water, and it just seems to me like they don't even give a shit anymore. They hire somebody to do the paperwork, push them in the door and push them out the door, and it's just I can't imagine how they actually make any money doing it that way. You would think of all the money they lose spending all that time hiring people, and then all the time it takes to fire somebody. You'd think they'd be going broke doing that.
I can't believe that they pay for putting people through that training, all that paperwork and hiring them just for them to crash and then they lose them anyway.
I know, it doesn't make any sense.
Wouldn't it make sense to train them properly in the first place, treat them good, train them well, and then maybe they'll be there for a lot longer and less staff.
But a lot of them don't stay very long, though, because once they either get a taste of it, they quit, or they go somewhere else.
Yep, exactly.
So they put all that money into training somebody, and the guy goes to another company. That's just why I don't understand why they wouldn't want to keep older, experienced drivers, even if they had to pay them a little more. You'd think they'd still be saving money by keeping the older guys instead of just giving them the boot and hiring young guys that might do it for less. I don't understand their mathematics behind that.
Well, part of it's the government gives them money to, these bigger companies all get money from the government for the amount of people they train. And that's why they'll hire 40, 50 in for a class. By the time you get done at the end of the week, there's maybe 5 or 6 that make it through to further training.
And they're still getting paid to train the 50.
Yep.
Boy, thank you, government.
Exactly.
I wonder why I can't stand that bunch of yahoos.
Now we need to get on to the really important stuff. You've not said hello to Sandy Fisher in the chat room yet.
Hello, Sandy.
And your ever so hot and sexy babe that you just want to bend over and bang, Kevin Cornholio's in the chat. You've not said hello sexy to him yet.
Now, seeming that I'm pretty sure that's Shannon, I'll say, hello, Shannon.
Better watch it. You're liable to be bending over the wrong one.
Yeah.
Now then, these guys in the chat have telling you guys to shut the hell up and get some music on. I agree. Save all the ranting for the fucking Roundup show on a Thursday, 4 o'clock.
All right, I guess we'll let you go and we'll play some more music.
Okay, we'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Darren. Appreciate it. Yanki and Brit, the RTM radio network on the air and playing some more of that rock ballad music on a Friday night. Meatloaf, Paradise by the Dashboard Lights. Hi, this is Rand the Man for the Yankee and the Brit Sign Company. We are a maker of all types of signs, and we specialize in the larger real estate signs and construction site signs. We can make your graphics, and you can save some cash by installing them yourself, or we can ship you a completed sign. We can also create a t-shirt that is just your style. Find us at yankeeandthebrit.com for t-shirts, or search the Yankee and the Brit on Facebook to see some of our signs in action. Call Donna at 903-487-9626. Again, 903-487-9626.
Hey everybody, this is Cheryl with the Truckin' Roundup Show sitting in the driver's seat. On Thursday, November 19th at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, we're going to need you to put the kids away, take your hot pills, invite your friends and invite their friends for the roller coaster ride of your life. This week's guest is Twisted Truckers. Also remember, you can call in during the show with twisted questions. 774-220-4000. PIN number is 990055. Also, come on out and hang out with the gang and our lovely Miss C and our lovely Miss Brit in the chat room. Don't be scared.
Yanki and Brit, the RTM Radio Network, wanted to stop in here and say hello to Gears and the Rick Meister.
Sprickadaddy Rick.
How you doing, Rick? Always like it when Rick stops in.
And there's Bonnie Pearson. Darren, you didn't say hello to Bonnie. She's been in tonight.
Hi, Bonnie. That's Rick.
Yeah.
Rick the Meister from the Black Sheep Network.
Dave says, turn the mic off. No, we're talking, Dave.
Yeah, there was talking under that spot. I don't know how the hell it got in there. The microphones were off. I don't know if it was us or if it was in there, but it's there. I'll fix it. Don't panic.
Now then, Michelle, if you want some Fleetwood Mac, Dave has made it perfectly clear that requests are not allowed tonight because he is in charge of the playlist. So you have to get permission from Dave Summers.
She just got permission from me.
To hear your Fleetwood Mac.
She just got permission from me. I'm picking one.
There, screw you, Dave.
But we are going to kind of mix your requests in with Mr. Dave's tunage so he doesn't flow abuse.
Yeah. He said only in the after hours show. Who says you're getting a bloody after hours
There will
show?
be no after hours.
Friday night is all about getting laid and watching Doctor Who, Mr. Dave Summers.
I've been having a nice easy week and I'm not going to screw it up by staying up friggin' late. So, not going to happen. So there. Nanner, nanner, nanner.
Lee Godfrey says, please play Motley Crue on the show. And Home Sweet Home. We already have Home Sweet Home.
I already picked the Fleetwood Mac song.
Home Sweet Home is in one of Dave's designated tracks for the night. So you're all right, Lee.
Yeah, which one did he pick, though? There's like a million versions of them.
Home Sweet Home. And he also requested Duck and Breaking the Chains. Well, I don't think you're going to get that because Dave didn't choose that for tonight. So you're out of luck there, Lee.
Are you done catering to everybody now?
I'm just bitching.
Stop trying to please everybody because it ain't going to help.
I'm not. I'm actually bitching at Dave because Dave's not getting an after-hours show. So if you want a request, you're going to have to get it in during this one, regardless of Dave's list.
Exactly. But he will get this one. Slaughter. Fly to the Angels with the Yankee and the Brit. 8:35 on the RTM Radio Network.
Okay, it's Friday night. You can pull up youporn.com, but you'll have satisfaction in about 3 minutes, if you're lucky. As soon as you're done with that, tune in to the Yankee and the Brit Show with Randy and Donna on the RTM Radio Network.
Warning! Dave is in the building. Dave is in the building.
Next Thursday, November the 19th, we're going to have special guests on Truckin' Roundup, Twisted Truckers. It's going to be one heck of a show, and it's also going to be a call-in show so you fans can ask a twisted question to the creators, Matt and Dole. Call in Truckin' Roundup at 774-220-4000, pin code 990055. It's going to be one heck of a show.
Be there or be square. Thursday, 4 p.m. The Truckin' Roundup with Kevin Young in the driver's seat, baby.
Twisted Truckers there. Apparently
Yeah, that's going to be good, man.
Awesome show.
That's going to be good. Sanford wanted to hear some Joe Walsh.
Are you sure that's allowed in the designated list of songs for the night? Dave Summers, you will not be getting an after-hours show. Not tonight. We are watching Doctor Who. Then I am getting
No, we're
laid.
watching The Dome.
Oh, we're going to watch some Under the Dome.
Now it's at the point I want to see what the hell's going to happen.
Yeah, we are on episode number 10 of Under the Dome, and the 4 people that the dome needed to touch the small dome, if that makes any sense at all. They've all been sat around the dome. So there was young Junior, Angie, and the 2 younger ones. I can't remember what the names are, and. and they all four of them touched the dome, and there was pink falling stars.
Pink stars.
In the barn.
And that's where we're
at the moment.
I'm waiting for somebody to kick Big Jim's ass, that fucking moronic son of a bitch. He's had his ass beat so many times, he still don't get it. Dumber than a rock.
So, Dave
Summers.
Dave Summers.
Come here a minute.
Under the Dome is
Hey,
more
you.
important than your show.
Come
What?
over here a minute. I want to see something. Let me look down in here. Hello? Let me see what's in there. Crumbs. Look at all the peanuts in there. What the hell? Hello? Do you have any idea how many peanuts are in your bra?
Can you get them out while you...
Her bra is full of peanuts.
Can you get them out?
Yeah, hang on a minute. Let me go in there. Hello? Let me get the Hoover. Let me get my head out of her bra, for starters.
The whole jar of peanuts is down my top.
Full of friggin' peanuts in there.
And I feel like...
You look like it, too.
I don't know what I feel like.
And that's just what you look like.
Bump in my bra where
That's a peanut right there.
No, that's my nipple. I'm cold. I'm cold, for heaven's sake. Hey, look, Larry's in the chat room.
Hello, Larry. How are you, old buddy? Nice to see you there, Mr. Truck Driver. Anyways, like I was saying, Sanford wanted to hear some Joe Walsh, so let's give him this one. Joe Walsh on the RTM Radio Network with the RTM Radio Nitwits, 843.
You are tuned in to the Yankee the Brit Show right here on Friday afternoon on Speaker Radio.
Spreaker, and it's Friday night.
Oh, is it Friday night? On Speaker? I thought it was Squeaker.
There's an R in there.
Oh, man, I keep forgetting that right there. Tune in, y'all. It's going to be a rocking Friday night.
I didn't get laid. I got in a fight.
House of Pain by Faster Pussycat, Yankee and the Brit, the RTM Radio Network, another one off of Mr. Dave's list. putting everybody in a bad mood, getting people depressed. We're all down, arguing, carrying on because the music's so slow and heartbreaking. And
But on a good note, we have Bluebell ice cream. I've got
it's back, baby. It's
I've
back.
got some Dutch chocolate Bluebell ice cream.
Good stuff. Love that Bluebell. Man, that ice cream, that vanilla. Oh, baby. You know how much I like Dairy Queen milkshake.
Yeah, Randy doesn't like Sonic.
Oh my God, that stuff's
Sonic
terrible.
Milkshakes. He likes
That's rotten,
Dairy Queen.
rot gut crap is all that shit.
I like it, and I absolutely love the Oreo ice cream thing.
Well, that's, the flavor from the cookies makes a big difference in the taste. But this vanilla ice cream tastes like it has vanilla in it. And Sonic tastes like nothing. It doesn't even have a taste. No flavor.
Some places I don't think that they use proper Oreos because, Oreo biscuits have that deep chocolate taste, and some of the Oreo ice creams that you get, you can't always taste the chocolate in the ice creams, and some of them you can, so...
Well, I'm sure some of them lie and cheat like everybody else does.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's pick up the pace here a little bit. Cheryl emailed in a request earlier today. I think we're going to throw that on here and change the pace because I've about had enough of this falling asleep stuff over here.
Eddie Gears says, "How's about this question, Donna? How licks does it take? How many licks does it take to get to the centre of a Tootsie Pop?"
I know the answer. I know the answer.
Pop?
I know the answer. 3.
3. All right, I don't get it. What's a Tootsie Pop?
I'll play the commercial for you.
Oh, okay.
That's the easiest way to do it. Here you go, Cheryl.
Is he fucking recording this?
No, actually, you're on the air.
I know how the dick works.
Dave was singing along to Crocodile Rock over here.
Yeah, Dave was giving it the old la 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 la. Wasn't you, Dave?
All right, say bye to me.
Goodbye to me.
Bye to me.
Bye to me.
Busted him. See, that's what he gets for doing that shit.
He busted us.
Another off of Mr. Dave's list. Hello. Telephone line. Hello.
Hey everybody, this is Cheryl with the Truckin' Roundup Show sitting in the driver's seat. On Thursday, November 19th at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, we're going to need you to put the kids away, take your hot pills, invite your friends and invite their friends for the roller coaster ride of your life. This week's guest is Twisted Truckers. Also remember, you can call in during the show with twisted questions. 774-220-4000. PIN number is 990055. Also, come on out and hang out with the gang and our lovely Miss C and our lovely Miss Brit in the chat room. Don't be scared.
It's the Yankee and the Brit in the RTM Radio Network over here on a Friday badass rock ballad night. Yeah, Dave, I had to put a lot of time in picking these songs, man. It was a lot of work. He said, great tunes. I knew you could do it.
I was like, have you got that one? Have you got that one, Randy? Have you got that one?
Yeah.
Fuck, I've got to download it.
Fuck that. I roll across like a boss. Oh, baby. Oh, man. Sweet Home Ashtabula, huh? We'll do that. I'll round
So what
it
is
up.
everybody doing with their weekends? Let me know in your chat room. What is your trucking weekend traditions? We want to hear all about it on here, don't we, Randy?
Oh, yeah,
Just say
can't wait.
Just say yes. Just pretend you want to know. Yeah, what's everybody up to this weekend? We have some plans with Mr. Cornholio this weekend.
Gotta do some recording for the Trucking Roundup show.
We've got some signs to do and some shirts to do. We're pretty busy this weekend.
Yeah, lots of shit to do, man. We've got so much other crap to do. Can't get 5 minutes to do that because we got to do this and got to do that, and got to do this and do that.
Dave says, I spent hours on this, and once again, all I hear is Larry's clock. I tell you what, that clock is going to get thrown on the floor very soon.
Fuck it is.
And I'm going to jump up and down on it and go, Larry, I love the clock. Thanks for sending it me. It's going back on the wall now.
Wasn't your anniversary days ago and you're just now taking her out to dinner? Darren Heller, shame on you. Should have went out that night. Should have dropped everything you were doing for the most important thing in your life and went to dinner. Well, other than the money you make if you're working. So anyways, there. That's it. You wanted to talk.
Oh, all right then.
I'm tired, man. I'm ready for bed again. I ain't been sleeping very good.
But you know he's going to be wanting some Under the Dome very soon in approximately 25 minutes' time.
Is that all that's left already?
Yeah, it's gone so quick. Everybody's just loving Dave's music, aren't they?
Yeah.
Putting us all to sleep, Dave.
Oh, all right. I'm sorry. I got them mixed up, your birthday and your anniversary. All right. That's right. You're right. I apologize. I'm pretty good at screwing shit up, believe me. I have to do it 3 or 4 times till I get it right.
34-hour drunk. What does that mean?
Getting drunk for 34 hours.
Oh.
Come on now. See, there's just what I was saying. All you got to do is read it and it explains itself.
I do, but it's like sometimes you guys write your words in a different order to how I do. And we also
spell our words with less letters than you guys use because it just makes sense.
What was it?
Why would you put a U in the word couleur? That's French. It is the couleurs that you like.
Darren said on the phone earlier before he went live.
I don't know. He was saying all kinds of things.
Oh.
Except for the fact you were talking him to death.
No.
Oh, not that then.
I don't know what it was, but it's something you said the other day, and I was like, that's a bit of an arse about face statement. It's like talking about now, but using past tense words.
Look at you getting all English.
A little bit like the mail went type thing. That kind of statement.
Well, if the mail went, it went. It's gone.
Yeah, you know when the mail arrives.
I ask her, has the mail went yet? What's so odd about that?
Exactly, as the mail went.
What's the difference if I say, has the mail gone or has the mail went?
Why don't you say, has the mail arrived? And I'll look in the mailbox to see if there's any mail there. But he'll say, as the mail went. And I'm like, as the mail went where?
It means it has the mail went. Like, has it come and went? Has she come and gone? You know,
I didn't see her come.
You can't hear her?
No.
She's pretty loud.
She's quite the screamer sometimes.
I don't understand what the big deal is. Has the mail went?
It's just such ours.
It's a hillbilly thing, I guess.
Ours about face. All of you crazy Americans.
It's a hillbilly thing.
You're all just weird.
Has the mail arrived? That's so posh and queer. Has the mail arrived?
I will remember at some point what Darren said, and I sat there thinking, what? That's like backwards. I don't know. See, Michelle knows what I mean.
Sanford said he needs $60K to go get his truck. Well, right here, let me see how many I can type out here for you. There's a few K right there for you. I don't think that's enough. Not quite 60, but there's probably 40 there anyways. That ought to help a little.
Have you seen Dave? He says we need 2 more hours. 2 more hours of your music, Dave. Is going to kill us.
You're not getting 2 more hours. I couldn't stand 2 more hours of this music.
I guess Dave's not picking the list again.
And, they're all great tunes, and I know them all. I love them. I'm sitting there singing along with them, but, so many in a row. It's like, seriously, no wonder everybody's down and depressed. Let's get that kick-ass rock back over here. Wake things up, shake it up a little bit. Trying to. Anyways, let's move on over here. Another one, Cinderella. Don't know what you got till it's gone. But they ain't paving paradise for it either. It's this version. All right, everybody get your hankies out.
Have you seen Larry? Leave that clock alone or Randy will straighten you out.
That's right. Yanki and the Brit, the RTM Radio Nitwits, we are done. Finito. Adios. Goodbye. Thank you. Love you all. Been a great night. Thanks, Dave, for the ballads. Everybody got some rest, some calmness. A little arguing. Little depression. Hope Gary's all right. But thanks to you for the great music. I guess we'll get out of here. We're done. Say goodnight, my dear darling Donna.
Night, my dear darling Donna.
And say goodbye to me.
Bye, me. Bye, Dave.
Good night, everybody. Thank you much. We'll see you tomorrow night. Nothing but country, baby. Come on over. All country, all request. Come over here and let's do it. Till then, hasta la vista, baby.
G-Rant, what are we going to do today?
Same thing we always do, Brit. Try and take over radio.
The Yankee and the Brit. Yes, Yankee and the Brit. One is a genius, the other's a twit. On the radio, the genes have been spliced. The Yankee and the Brit. Brit, 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 Brit. Before each show is done, the killing will have begun. By the end of the show, the heads will explode. The Yankee and the Brit, yes, Yankee and the Brit. Their ranting campaign can never be explained. To prove their radio worth, they'll take over the earth. The Yankee and the Brit, 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 Brit. Oh!